Just about everybody that is looking to open a print-on-demand shop is asking the same question, and that is, should I go with Printful or should I go with Printify? These are the two main print-on-demand companies that are absolutely booming right now as more and more people get into the print-on-demand space. And so it's a legitimate question, but I want to preface this whole video with saying, if you are asking this question to yourself for maybe a few weeks, a few months, maybe about a year or so, kind of stuck in deciding which one to go with, I'm here to tell you, just pick one, just pick any. The priority should be movement. It should be action and actually, going for whatever it is that you're wanting to begin. Analysis can be paralysis. And so I get asked this question all the time. Printful, Printify, what print-on-demand supplier, kind of getting caught up in the details. And that is one of those things that can really, really hold you back as a new shop owner, is getting stuck in those tiny details. So I'm here to tell you and to give you permission to just pick any company that is somewhat reputable based on a little bit of research that you've done. My favorite print-on-demand company is Printify for a few reasons that I'll go over as well, but the purpose of this video really is to outline the main differences between Printful and Printify so you can make a more educated decision on which one to go with if you are one of those people that is stuck in that spot right now. But like I said, if after this video you're still kind of confused and weighing your options, close your eyes and pick one. You can always change later. You can even use both. There's no reason why you can't use, even a few different print-on-demand suppliers in one shop. I do that and it works just fine. There's just no real downside to experimenting. And as a new shop owner, you should be trying out as many new things as possible, testing, and then adapting as you go. You have to learn. You don't know what you don't know. So please, if you are one of those people that is stuck in that spot right now saying, I don't know who to go with, I don't know what to sell, just pick one and go for it. And you can ask me any specific questions you have in the comments. Of course, I always answer you guys, but please just take action and go for it. So all of that being said, let's get into the nitty-gritty here of the pros and cons of both Printify and Printful and talking about the difference so you can make the right decision for you. So we're going to start by comparing the pricing between Printify and Printful. What we're looking at here is actually on the Printify website, and it's comparing Printify, Printful, and PrintAura, which I have zero experience with, so I can't speak to at all. But this is showing us the actual pricing type between Printify and Printful, and of course Printify does offer a subscription plan, so if you pay $29 a month and you get 20% off of their catalog of products. Printful does not have a subscription plan at all. There's one set price for every product that everybody pays across the board. I use Printify, like I said, and I really like the subscription model. I find that the products are so much cheaper that way, and it pays for itself very quickly. If you're selling enough products, even just minimum amount, it pays for itself quite quickly. So the actual pricing on every individual item here, we can see for basic t-shirts, which is what most people are selling print on demand, there is a variety of prices for the different types of brands and fabric blends. And there's different styles too, like ringer tee, v-necks. We've got a whole lot to choose from in terms of the product category. They just added organic tees too, which is really cool. I know a lot of people were waiting for that. So the one that I use the most, and I think it's the most popular that they have because it's the cheapest, is the Gildan 5000 tee. So I'm going to use this as an example. So on Printify, you can choose from different suppliers. This is something that's different from Printful as well. Printful has their own warehouse, and if you purchase a product through them, if you are drop shipping, quote unquote, a product through them, then it's printed in their warehouses and sent by them. On Printify, you can choose the different suppliers within each product. So as you're going through here, you can decide which one fits you the best. The pricing is different, the shipping's different, the countries are different even. So I typically use the Dream Junction. I find that they are really great. I mean, their turnaround time is fast, and they offer a really good amount of different colors, which is super important to me in my shop. The color thing is what really first made me make the switch from Printful to Printify, along with the prices, of course, which is what we're focused on now. We're supposed to be focused on in Printful. The pricing is a little bit different. It's higher. Like I said, there's no subscription model. So what we're seeing here with the Gildan, this is the 64,000. So it's a little bit different than the 5,000, but very comparable. So we're going to use that as the example here. So this one, they have more limited colors, right? This is their cheapest t-shirt, and they do not have any colors, which was super annoying when I was using this particular platform. They do have sizing, but you really just choose from white, gray, dark heather, navy, and black, and the lowest price is $7.95 per tee. Now on Printify, the lowest price, if you went with, they have a new supplier called Swift POD. I'm not sure if they're here to stay. They came in when everything with COVID happened as a backup supplier, but they're pretty cheap at $560. They're the cheapest actually, and they've got super fast turnaround times, but they also do have kind of limited colors. So their price is $560 with the subscription, and Dream Junction is $6.21. So it's not a huge difference, but if you're selling a lot of t-shirts, the difference between $6.21 and $7.95 is pretty large. So their shipping is $4 and Printify's is $3.99, so that's the same. But in general, I would say Printify is definitely more competitive in terms of pricing, and Monster Digital is another one that I use. They are cheaper actually than the Dream Junction, and they have some different colors. They're a bit delayed right now. They were at 10 to 15 days during everything that happened. So Dream Junction has been what I've been sticking with in Swift POD for now. If you are joining Printify right now, definitely use these two suppliers for your t-shirts. They're great. So that is kind of the rundown on pricing. Shipping is basically the same, but there's typically a $2 to $3 difference between Printify and Printful. So talking about turnaround time, right now at this moment when I'm filming this in June of 2020, turnaround time for Printful is anywhere between 18 and 25 days, which is insane, and your customers will be very upset with a turnaround time like that. So Printify was, I keep confusing Printify and Printful, saying them both over and over is way harder than I expected. Printify is now at a way faster turnaround time. They've been sending out my shirts within about 3 days, sometimes in the same day they're sending out, which is so amazing. It's been very, very nice to have products turn around that quickly. So in terms of turnaround time, I think Printify in general is better as well. Printful, I find, takes 2 to 7 days. I'd say on average probably about 5 to 6 days, even pre-COVID when none of this was happening. And they say their turnaround time is 3 days. That hasn't been my experience. With Printify, the fast turnaround time is pretty consistent. And also on Printify, however, it does depend on the supplier you're using. Just like the pricing, all of that depends on who you choose to go with. So international also is faster on Printify. They have been able to get it down to 10 to 18 business days. But if you choose a supplier within the country that you're shipping to, if you happen to be a supplier there, like if you live there and most of your orders are coming from the Czech Republic, say, your shipping will obviously be faster. So again, that's another advantage to Printify. You can choose warehouses where you're shipping from by country. Printful does have some warehouses in other countries, but I believe it's a little bit more limited. They're expanding as we speak. I just got an email about expansion of warehouses, but I still think Printify wins on that front as well. So obviously you can see the reason why I like Printify more is pretty clear. They've got a lot of advantages over Printful, at least in my experience. So let's talk about quality then. A lot of people have heard that Printify's quality is worse than Printful in terms of printing. And I have not found this to be true. I think Printful and Printify, they both use direct-to-garment machines. They both can smell kind of funny. Honestly, Printful's garments smelled funnier and more vinegary to me than Printify's ever have. With Printful, well, with both suppliers actually, they use a type of coating that goes over the fabric before they print on it to keep it like a permanent ink. And it smells with Printful. I've had customers mention that as well. On Printify, it can kind of make the fabric a little bit stiff, but that comes out after a wash. I have had customers complain about that as well. So of course there's pros and cons everywhere, but for the most part, the smell has been worse for me on Printify. So that's all I have to say about quality. Honestly, I think they're both pretty on par. I don't worry about this as much as other people seem to. And if you're really worried about it, just order a sample from both and see what you like better. And make sure that you are ordering dark garments as well, because sometimes the colors, almost all the times, colors will show up differently on blacks and maroons and those kind of dark colors than they will on white. So make sure you know what you're sending out if you're nervous about that. Okay, ease of use. I'm going to say that within both of these platforms, both of them are okay. Again, there's pros and cons specifically. If we go into the Dream Junction and we do the start design process here, it does pull up the t-shirt in the same way that Printful does. They use a mock-up on a human basically the whole time that you're doing it. So if we go to design, it's all pretty easy here, pretty self-explanatory. You can add pre-made designs, clip art, or text with Printful. I'm not sure, I don't think you can do that. Yeah, you can only add files from your computer on Printify. They do not allow the text option, which honestly I wouldn't really suggest anyways. So with the Printful, I'm going to show you guys some of my She's a Wolf designs here. Let's try this one. It places it pretty easy. You can adjust however you'd like, and down below here, I believe, where is it? Oh no, it's to the side now. It tells you how good or bad the quality is. You know, if you get too large, it will eventually tell you the quality is bad and you shouldn't be printing it like that, but this is a large file, so it can go pretty big. But you can arrange it here and it will show you with guidelines when the design is centered, and that is actually very helpful. Printify does not have that. So when we go through here and load up something like my unicorn design, it tells you the resolution here. You want always that to be at high. That to always be at high. I don't know why I rearranged those words. But once it's at high resolution, then you can just arrange it wherever you want. Those guidelines do not pop up, which is very annoying, but not annoying enough to keep me off of Printify altogether. I think it's just a small advantage that Printful has. I wish they would get them because it does help, but in general, you can typically eyeball it. You can hit the preview button and then see how the shirt will actually look once it's printed on. So I actually like their mock-ups better. I feel like they are more realistic. Printify's are a little bit fake looking to me, especially the ones on humans. I really can't suggest using those in your shop because they're kind of awful. And a lot of people are using them now, so it doesn't really give you any competitive advantage to be using the same photos as everybody else. So other things that I wanted to mention really fast is the things that differ between Printify and Printful, kind of as a summary. Definitely price, definitely turnaround time, and pretty similar in terms of how to place designs, and honestly pretty similar in quality from my experience. Color options also are something that vary on Printify. I find them to be better. And customer service is the last thing that I want to add. It's way better on Printify. I find that they are much more attentive and they get back faster. They've also got different ways to get a hold of them, and Printful only has the chat available, and honestly it's kind of annoying because they turn it off, especially in times like this where we really needed them in the COVID rush. It just says, sorry, we're not online at the moment, and it gives us no way to contact them at all. So that's been really annoying. Printify is always there to help, and like I said, it's kind of obvious why I am have decided to choose them over everybody else. Printify is the clear winner in my eyes. So that is my summary of Printify versus Printful. Again, if you guys are really in between and you are trying to figure out which to use and you feel really stuck, just pick one. Please just pick one, or pick both, but just go for it. You will learn which works best for you by doing. The action is what will show you which one is correct. You don't have to come out the gate being perfect. So I use both, honestly, in my shops, only because for a while I was using strictly Printful before I discovered Printify, and I'm kind of stuck with them in some of my products until I can get momentum on new listings that I have through Printify of the same product. So you can't switch over. Like if you create Printful items and you gain some momentum on that listing within Etsy, you can't then connect that same listing to Printify, unfortunately. I'm hoping that this is something that is, you know, able, like a feature that's put into practice in the future. I really hope so. That would be nice. But right now, you know, if you do gain momentum on a listing with one, you're kind of stuck with it until you can create a new listing with the other provider and get going with that one. So I really hope this has been helpful for you guys, and that it gets you a little more unstuck between your choice of the two. And just remember, go for it. Whichever one you choose, just go for it. You're not stuck with it for the rest of your life. You can always change if something is not to your liking. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe. You can also join the Be a Wolf Biz Facebook group. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. Please comment on this video as well if there's anything specifically that you're wondering about or that you would like to see me put a video out on. I would love to give you guys as much value as possible and help you along in your Etsy journeys. So let me know what you want to hear, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you later.